Last video, we visited Carlsbad Caverns National Park in New Mexico, then crossed into Texas. After staying the night at a Harvest Host location in Fort Worth area, we are now driving into Dallas for the day. We are in Dallas. That is the 6th floor museum. That's where JFK was assassinated in his car, but that's where the shot took place. There's a train going off right now. Chris and Piper are parked in the vehicle. We're gonna go on a JFK assassination walking tour. It's about an hour. We meet down the block from the museum, but it ends at the museum. We walked over to the Founders Square in Dallas. That's their records building. We're just walking around, learning a little bit of the history of it. This is called the John Muley Cabin. This is a one-room replica of the city's first house. The founder of Dallas, John Muley Bryan, in the early 1840s, built his cabin near Trinity River. Oh, there's Chris. Behind him was a water fountain feature that shoots up from the ground. There we go. And then I don't know what that clock tower is. I guess I'll find out on our walk. After meeting our tour guide, we crossed the street to the John F. Kennedy Memorial Plaza. The memorial was unveiled in the 1970s. It is modeled to represent an open tomb, to symbolize that JFK's spirit will always be here. Let me explain the route of JFK's motor parade. It came down Main Street, turned right onto Houston Street, then left on Elm Street. It was supposed to go under the bridge and stop at a field for him to make a speech. Remember this building, the one with the clock house, the red building that I said remember as reference point? It is the old red courthouse. It is located on Main Street, but it was not the current courthouse, and it was not the courthouse during the time Kennedy walked here. In fact, that's the courthouse across the street when Kennedy drove by. But back to the old red courthouse. This was built in the 1890s out of red granite sandstone. This was actually the 6th courthouse to be standing in this area. The previous courthouses all burned down in fires. Today, the building is a small museum. However, it closed permanently in 2020 due to the pandemic. I am mentioning the courthouses because when Lee Harvey Oswald, the guy that assassinated Kennedy, was apprehended and arrested, he was held at a police station a few blocks from here. 2 days later, he was being transported to the courthouse across the street when he himself was assassinated by Jack Ruby, a local club owner. President Kennedy was assassinated while riding in the presidential motorcade on November 22, 1963, around 12:30 p.m., when a bullet struck him in the neck and head from 200 yards away. The Texas governor was sitting in the front seat, and one of the bullets exited Kennedy and hit him. Luckily, he survived. Now we are at the corner of Main Street and Houston, where the motor parade turned right. And that red brick building is the school book depository. Elm Street sits in front of it. This is where the motor parade turned left. Lee Harvey Oswald also worked in that building as a maintenance employee. Today, this building is known as the 6th Floor Museum. We cross Houston Street and stand in front of Dealey Plaza to get a better look at the school book depository building. In particular, we want to look at the line of windows on the right side of the building. Here we notice a cardboard box in the second to the top window, signifying the spot where Oswald set up his rifle. Next, we walk behind Dealey Plaza to meet up with the other side of Elm Street. Oswald shot 3 times after the motor parade passed the school book depository. The first shot missed the parade. The X on the road is where the second shot hit Kennedy in the back of his neck. That bullet continued moving, exiting the front of his neck and hitting the governor who was sitting in front of him. The third shot is marked by another X on the road. This bullet hit Kennedy in the head. Next, we walked over to the corner of Houston Street and Elm Street in front of the school book depository building to get a better view of the 6th floor window. All of these trees were here in 1963, but they were a lot smaller and not obstructing the line of sight from the window to the president's vehicle. The first X is on the road a little past this lamp post. On this plaque is an excerpt from the speech Kennedy never had a chance to deliver. And this plaque is at the location where a local businessman named Abraham Zapruder was filming the motor parade, and he captured the final shots. That is the X symbolizing the second bullet that hit President Kennedy in the back of the head. That is the school book depository building. The last window on the right, second from the top, is where Oswald was positioned. Remember, those trees were a lot smaller then. While walking around the grassy knoll, our guide explained a few of the conspiracy theories about the assassination. Many think there is no way a single person could have taken the shot from the awkward angle of the window on the 6th floor. Theories range from the Russians assassinating Kennedy to the American-Italian mob to our own government and even aliens. We thought this was an excellent tour. Unfortunately, we can't remember our tour guide's name, but we think it was Toby. We ordered the tour through viator.com. It was $30 a person, and it was called 1 Hour John F. Kennedy Assassination Walking Tour. We finished the tour in the parking lot where we parked the van, so it's time to get back to Piper and head out. From Dallas, we jump on I-20 East, but we soon spot a sign for Buc-ee's, and of course make immediate plans to stop there in 9 miles.
Buc-ee's, everywhere there's Buc-ee's, look how big that sign is, you can't miss it. I'm exiting right now. Where do I go? What?
How much is diesel here?
$339.
$3.39. We're back in the van after our Buc-ee's shop spree. We obviously were really hungry, so that's when you should not go to Buc-ee's. We got chips and cheese, a couple sandwiches, a lot of beef jerky again for us to munch on while we're driving. Chris got a Slurpee. And what is this?
I don't know. I just started.
You
picking up
start putting stuff in the chart.
So Texas cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak burrito. And then we got a little toy for Piper down there. And we each got sweatshirts. And then Chris got a t-shirt. And then for lunch, we're eating the brisket with no buns. And for dessert, we picked up a fried apple pie. And we also picked up some stickers and patches. We finally made it into Louisiana. We have about 2 hours left and then we'll be in Mississippi where we're gonna stop for the night. We are currently at a lug station. I'm cold, so I'm gonna put on my brand new Bucky's sweatshirt that we just bought in Texas. There you go. What do you think?
Styling.
I gotta take the tag off. I think it's an armpit. Yeah.
Styling. Profiling.
We finally arrived to Mississippi and are staying the night at the visitor center. In our next video, we will tour Vicksburg National Battlefield and then start heading into Florida. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, leave comments, click the thumbs up button, and share with friends. Take care. Bye.